everybody. Uh, as you know that Department of Zoology celebrating a Wildlife Week. So this is the lecture on the type of a conservation based on a forensic view. As you know that we already talk about the conservation, nature conservation, wildlife conservation. But there are so many threads in this particular process, the process of conservation, like habitat destruction, then poaching, right? So on the view of this poaching, how to stop the poaching, how to identify the poaching, the forensic view is needed. So that we arrange this kind of lecture today. So I request Ade sir to introduce uh, today's our chief guest.
Good afternoon, one and all. Welcome in the 68th World Wildlife Week celebration. First of all, I pay my tributes to Dr. Punjab Rao alias Bhausaheb Deshmukh, founder president of Shri Shivaji Education Society Amravati and first agriculture minister of independent India. Respected dignitaries, Honorable President Harshavardhanji Deshmukh sir, Visionary Principal Dr. Ambadasji Kulat sir, Chief Guest for this session, Dr. Archana Mahakalkar Madam, Assistant Professor, Department of Forensic Biology, Government Forensic Science Institute, Nagpur. All my colleagues in the department taking successful efforts for organization online guest lectures on the occasion of Wildlife Week celebration. I also welcome to and thanks to the Department of Computer Science for providing the technical assistance for organizing these online guest lectures. Colleagues in my department, Dr. Hemant Sapkal, Dr. Tushar Deshmukh, Dr. UP Lande, Dr. SV Gawande, and Dr. PM Ramteke Madam, and all my non-teaching faculty, Shri Bhatkar, Shri Aloni, and all my dear student participant friends. Department of Zoology, Shri Shivaji College of Arts, Commerce and Science, jointly organized today's online guest lectures in collaborations with WECS, Wildlife and Environment Conservation Society, Amravati. On behalf of Department of Zoology, Shri Shivaji College of Arts, Commerce and Science, welcome you all in the online guest lecture on the occasion of Wildlife Week celebration. Respected Madam, Department of Zoology every year organize environmental awareness program. In this year, we all are just coming out from the pandemic situations of COVID-19. As per directions of UGC 60-40 formula, therefore, Department of Zoology organize the online guest lectures on the occasions of Wildlife Week celebration in collaboration with the Wildlife Week and Wildlife and Environment Conservation Society, Amravati. From 1st October to the 7th October 22, we organize the different environmental awareness program. On 1st of October, Department of Zoology visited to the Nature Interpretation Center, Shano. At this place, we were inaugurated the Wildlife Week inaugurations on the hands of the Miss Rete Madam, RFO Akola divisions. On 2nd October, we were organized poster competitions on wildlife. On 3rd October, Department of Zoology organized the wildlife Rangoli competitions on the basis of the theme how to restore the wildlife. And on 4th day, that is on 4th October, faculty members and the PG students of my department were made the most important events, that is bird monitoring at Capsulex. And now today, Department of Zoology, in a collaboration with the WECS, organized the guest lecture of eminent personality in case of the biological sciences, Dr. Archana Mahakalkar, Madam. Madam, on 6th of October, we are going to organize wildlife slogan competition. And on the 7th of October, we will be going to organize the guest lecture of Amol Sawant sir, Nisarga Katta, Akola districts. So, Department of Zoology actively participated and organized the different environmental awareness program. Today, we organize the guest lecture for the students. And in these guest lectures, I think the students of the Pandarkauda College also participated. So I welcome you all in these guest lectures. Now it's my moral responsibility to introduce today's speaker, Dr. Archana Mahakalkar, Madam, Assistant Professor, Department of Forensic Biology, Government Forensic Science Institute, Nagpur. Madam completed MSc during 2002 and PhD during 2007. Madam scholarly completed the academic careers. Madam is have got the National Merit Scholarship during 1995 to 2000. Distinction in all subjects in SSC. She stood 32 merits in SSC in Amravati board. She stood first merit in Amravati board in Sanskrit subject in 10th standard. Remain as the Vice President and President of Zoological Society, MSc first year and MSc second year respectively. She actively participated in intercollegiate based seminar competitions during the postgraduate levels and got the first prize during 2001. She stood third merit in MSc in Amravati University. She awarded the honors and selected as a postdoctoral fellow UGC woman category during 2012. Madam have the lot of teaching experience at the different institutions. Government Institute of Forensic Science, Nagpur, from 15th of June to the 2018. Before that, she here working as the assistant professor in forensic biology in Government Institute of Forensic Science, Mumbai. Before that, she here working as the assistant professor in zoology at Government Arts and Science Commerce College, Aurangabad. Before that, she were also working as the assistant professor, Government of Vidarbha Institute of Science and Humanities, Amravati. Madam had published number of research paper in reputed journals in national and international categories. Madam has already got the research projects, and for this she were awarded the fellowship for the project title Genetic Diversity of Wucheria bankruptcy from Vidarbha region, Maharashtra. On the credits of Madams, there are number of research papers were published in the reputed journals. With these brief introductions, I conclude my introductory speech on the World Wildlife Celebration 2022. I personally welcome you all in this celebration. I welcome you, Dr. Archana Mahakalkar, Madam, on the occasions of online guest lectures. Thank you so much. I hand over the mic to Dr. Hemant Sapkal for further program. Sapkal, sir.
Okay, sir, I can start.
Okay, madam. Welcome, madam.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for such a nice introduction. Respected President of Wildlife Week, Principal, all organizing committee members, faculty members, and dear students, and the teachers from the other colleges who have joined, and the students also. Very good afternoon. So I would like to congratulate the Department of Department of Zoology, that you are celebrating or by taking various competitions and programs in your college. That is very creditable actually, and that is needed. Okay, now I can saw that many students, they have joined on YouTube. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. So can they keep a pen and pencil with them and one scale if possible for them?
Okay.
So a student, if you are hearing me, you can keep one pencil and paper with you or one scale. I'm going to give a small activity for you. If you are able to do that, we can do. Fine. So I'm going to share my screen now. सर मला वाटतं की स्क्रीन शेअर नाही होत आहे. होस्ट डिसेबल पार्टिसिपेंट स्क्रीन शेअरिंग म्हटलंय.
Ramteke, madam. Ramteke, madam. देशमुख सर, रामटेके मॅडमला कॉल करा. Just a minute.
Sure, sir. No problem. Yes, I can saw in the chat box that you are ready with the pen, pencil, and scale. There are a lot of responses that yes, sure, ma'am. So that's good. We are going to do one activity, and you will learn something from it.
केलं का शेअर केलं का?
हाँ मैम आता ट्राई
Okay,
कर
okay.
मैम
Yes.
झाला आहे ना?
Oh.
Okay. So please continue, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, so can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir. So today we are going to talk something about the some glimpse of the wildlife forensics and the wildlife material identification techniques. So basically, what is actually wildlife? Everybody knows. You are the zoology student, and we know that wildlife means the flora, undomesticated flora, fauna, okay, and which is very much necessary for the balance of the ecosystem and for our benefit or for our purpose also, for human being also. Now, can you see this screen? What do you think about the destruction of wildlife today? And what are the reasons? So if you have the mobile phone, you can scan this and you can answer me whatever the reasons you feel. I'm going to share one link with you. And just you give you can just type in 1 or 2 or 3 words. Can you see the screen? Yes.
Yeah.
So you can get a question there. You have to type only one word. Can you type that? What is the reason for the destruction of wildlife? Yes, anyone. It will come in front of you. और मुझे नहीं पता चलेगा कि किसने कौन सा टाइप किया है. Just put it. Can you open the link? कोई कर रहा है? I have shared the link on YouTube also. You just click on it or you can give the answer. किसी को हो पा रहा है किसी से? Yes, deforestation, correct. You can type. I'm again going to paste the. Is it activated? और आपको सिर्फ टाइप करना है कि क्या रीजंस है. Nobody is doing. Deforestation, that is one of the reason. Yes, yes. For the survival of species, someone is saying yes, or what are the reasons? Okay, ozone depletion, that is correct. Yes. Yes. Okay, so I think nobody has given the answer for this. मतलब आप लोगों ने YouTube पे टाइप किया है human overpowered belief against nature. Yes, overpopulation. Yes, yes, correct. Fine, fine. Okay, we'll stop here. Actually, you have to. I have shared a Mentimeter to you. और एक बहुत अच्छा वहाँ पे एक वर्ड पिक्चर हमें मिलता है जो हम आंसर करते हैं. Fine. कोई बात नहीं. हम आगे चलते हैं. Okay, so one of the reasons, already you have told me that many reasons. So can you see the screen, myths and superstitions, sir?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So most of the students had answered that there are destruction, ozone depletion, over greed of the people, overpopulation. But myths and superstition is also one of the reason for the wildlife destruction. How that we will see. Now, you can see that this picture is showing that the horn, okay, what the rhino is saying, my horn is not medicine. But you know, students, the horn, for cutting the horn, these criminals, they use the axe and remove the horn from the head of that rhino. And when it removing the horn from that rhino, it causes a plenty cry to that horn, that if we heard that cry, we will not forget the cry of the rhino in our life. It is so painful. So you can see that, but why they are removing the horn from the rhino? This horn just used for selling purpose, for making the ornaments, for making the medicines from it. But you know what is actually it consists of? It just consists of a keratin, which is present in our nail and hair also. But still, there is demand in the international market for the medicine purpose, and thus there is killing of the rhino species as taking place. There is one a news that in World Rhino Day, 2000, more than 2000 rhino horns were actually burned into ashes in Assam, and out of that some are fake also. So in wildlife crimes, what happens sometimes, the fake materials also actually sold in the market. So it is the duty of the investigating officer to identify whether it is real or the fake one. So there actually the forensics play its role. We'll see more about it. Then you can see this picture here, the tiger parts. The tiger parts, it is used in the tiger medicine. So all parts of the tiger actually used for making the medicine. But there is no actually the scientific proof that the parts which is used for the medicine has really medicinal value or not. There is no any scientific study for it. But still, the killing of the tiger for the medicinal purpose and its supply to the China market has been going on. Then I think you have been seeing the muskpod, okay, which muskpod देखा है आप लोगों ने या रेलवे में कोई muskpod बेचते हैं. So actually that is fake one. So वो भी बेचा जाता है. Then you know about the ivory है या फिर parrot को रखा जाता है. So all these are what's not only that the plants they also actually traded for the money purpose. Okay. Then another one thing is ये जो scaly anteater है उसके scales the scales they are sold in the market and it is now very much required and actually demand in the market because this the soup or the medicine made from the scale they are used for the diaphragm for the sickness purpose, yeah, epilepsy purpose, for the pregnant woman, for increasing the breastfeed milk. Okay, so these they are used for the medicinal purpose, but again the is medicinal value in scientific way has not been proved. Okay, then you can see that the turtles, okay, it actually symbolizes as the creation, then wisdom and longevity. Most of the time we can see that in our houses. आजकल बहुत ट्रेंड चला है कि घर में टर्टल्स को रखा जाता है. हाँ, आपके घर में है किसी के घर में टर्टल्स? ओके. सो लॉन्जिविटी के लिए मतलब सुख समाधान रहे या पैसे आते हैं, देन विजडम आता है. फॉर दैट पर्पस द पीपल्स यूज टू कीप. But what we are doing, we are actually keeping this wild animals in our home, which is actually not their home. And we are reducing their life in that way. So we should not keep this wild animals in our house, but there is superstitions like that. It's a creation, wisdom, and so people used to keep them in house. Then this beautiful bird, you can see that it is used for the ritual purposes, and its various parts also has been used for the myths and the superstitions. Okay. Now, why these animals? They are actually they are sold, poached, and their wild parts are sold because in international market they have a high price value. Okay, you can see this table showing that this Tibetan antelope actually it is endangered animal, and from that endangered animal the shawl has been made. You can see that what is the price of it in the international market. The rhino hair has a price more than that of the gold and the heroin. Okay, and that's why it has having the high prices, high value, and that's why they are traded and poached in the international market because they have much value in the international market. We'll move further now. This is about the myths and superstition that I would like to tell you about. One of the reason for the wildlife destruction. Now we'll come towards the forensic science. Okay, what is wildlife forensics? So it is actually everybody knows now. It is applied science and which is often called as criminalistic. Okay, and it has having actually the applications to the law enforcement community. Now, I am a zoologist, but I am using my knowledge, zoology knowledge, for the forensic science. So, okay, student, actually we are not in the Zoom meeting, otherwise we can talk to each other also. So, what things you like in the forensics? I think you might be have seen this person. Yeah, isn't it? This person. Yeah, okay. इनको भी आपने देखा होगा, पढ़ा होगा. You might be have seen this person, है ना? So they are somewhere related to forensics, and you like the investigation in them, right? Okay. Now I would like to tell you where this wildlife forensics comes. So now these are the various specializations in the forensic science. For example, forensic science has various branches like forensic toxicology, forensic ballistics, then forensic psychology, forensic document fingerprinting, then cyber or digital forensics. And here you can see that forensic biology, मतलब zoology से related जो word आ रहा है, that is forensic biology. Now in this forensic biology, we have various areas where actually we used to study the wildlife forensics. So whenever there is a wildlife related crime, okay, so in that wildlife related crime, suppose if blood is there, so that blood is collected and after collecting, it has been sent to the forensic science laboratory, and it then goes to the forensic serology department, where actually the analysis has been takes place. If further specification is needed to identify कि कौन से species का blood है, then for that purpose it goes or sent to the DNA forensic DNA fingerprinting department. Sometimes what happen in case of wildlife crime, the investigating officer or the forest department, they might be come in contact with the not the animal but the skeleton of the animal. So in that case, that goes to the forensic anthropology department for further analysis. Then if related to iska jaw, then teeth, then that goes to forensic odontology department. Another one is that this forensic palynology, it is also one of the areas in the forensic biology. So where actually the pollen grain study has been done. This is also very forensic entomology. This is also very interesting area. Entomology, I think you have one specialization in MSc in your college. Okay. So in these forensic entomology, the insects actually, they play a very important role in order to determine what is the PMI, that is the post-mortem interval role. मतलब कितना दिन हो गए particular animal को मरे हुए. Yeah. So mainly here actually the flies belong to the family Californidae and Sarcophagidae. They used to visit to the dead body of the animal or the person if there is. And it has been said that they are the silent witness of any crime. Means if the crime is going to happening anywhere, so in the vicinity of that area, the flies already are there. And if the blood oozes out from the animal body, the flies comes and they are in the vicinity. So before death of the individual, the flies are there in the vicinity. So it has been said that they are the silent witness, and they come there to lay their eggs, and they complete their life cycle into the dead animal or the human body is there. So based on that, uska pura the life cycle, there is a one technique with the help of which we can able to calculate the post-mortem interval. Okay. So this is an important area in case of forensic biology that also we can use in the wildlife forensics. And pollen grains, so already we have talk about it. Then we'll go about we'll see the glimpse of forensic wildlife forensics. So you can see that the wildlife forensic actually broadly defined as the applications of the all areas or the sciences, that is the biology, chemistry, anthropology. Okay. And it has been used for the wildlife protection and conservation. Now whenever there is a wildlife crime, so why this crime is there? So there are that is distributed into the four major categories. That is illegal poaching. इसके वजह से crime हो सकता है. Possessing, that can be also crime. Possessing of the animals which are actually not should be kept in our houses. Then trading hai, shipping hai, or moving of the animals from, or inflicting cruelty to the animals. Okay, so that all comes under the wildlife crime. Now you can see that in these picture, this is our college corridor, and here students of BSc third year, they created a crime scene, wildlife crime scene. So you can see that in this wildlife crime scene, एक tiger को actually kill करके ले गया, मतलब ले गए. So here what you can see, the blood, spatter of blood you can see, and students have kept there the hair pug mark, then cigarette butt. Okay, and here the pug mark. So different evidences they have kept there. So in the crime scene, wildlife crime scene, what happened in human crime scene, generally victim we got that is the koi male female ho sakti hai, but in wildlife crime we'll not get the victim, animal victim hota hai, so we not get the animal over there, but we can get the evidences of animal, जैसे कि hair है, blood है, या other किसी बंदे के हमें वहां पे evidences मिल सकते हैं. So any investigating officer who is investigating that wildlife crime, okay, what the questions come to in his mind when he see the crime, so what species is the victim, कि यहाँ से जो लेके गया वो animal कौन सा था, what the species is the victim, where does it come from, कहाँ से आया था, then what is captive breed, is it captive breed or the wild, then was the killing legal or illegal, that can be possible, legally भी kill किया जा सकता है. If any tiger become a man eater, in that way the killing of that can we say is the legal. Okay, so such type of questions they have to solve. Now, suppose the crime scene consists of a blood. So what happened? That blood has been collected and sent to the forensic laboratory for the analysis. So what further analysis is that whatever the stain, that the red stain we got, it really blood or not? हो सकता है टोमेटो केचप भी हो सकता है ना, सो या कोई और स्टेन भी हो सकता है जो मैनिपुलेशन करने के लिए डाला हो. सो फॉर दैट presumptive analysis has been done. Then after presumptive analysis, after confirmation कि हाँ ये blood ही है, further confirmatory assays has been done. I think you might be have done in your BSc or MSc, that is Steckman test, Takayama test. Okay, after confirmation that it is a blood, then it is go for the species identification. Okay, so once it has been confirmed, yes, it is blood, then further species identification is done. For that purpose, the serological examinations used to be done. That is for यहाँ पे जैसे कि blood of unknown species है, and different species antisera actually kept towards the opposite side. And if the species specific blood matches, what happens? Antigen antibody reaction takes place, and we will get the precipitate line here. So in this way, actually, the species identification done with the help of serological based technique. But what is the limitation of this technique? That we should have the antisera of different different wild animals also. So if we have that, then we can definitely go for this serological examination. But if the antisera is not available, then that is the limitation for this examination. Now, sometimes what happens, we can get the complete skin. We can get the complete skin of tiger. We can identify morphologically skeleton. If we can get the complete, then anatomically we can identify, yes, this is this skeleton belongs to this animal. Okay. Here, if we get, then with the help of microscopy, we can identify the species. So in morphological analysis, a few animals possesses a specific characteristic. For example, this Asian or the African elephant tusk having this Scheger marking, which is actually the less than 90 degree. Okay, so such type of specific identifying markings, if present onto the species, then we can identify morphologically to the animals. Then with the help of footprint also, we can identify the species, whether it is a plantigrade or the digitigrade, then whether it belongs to the dog family or the cat family. You can see the difference between dog and the cat. Then whether these animals are the diggers or the climbers, that also we can come with the help of footprints. Then what is the size of animal? Okay, whether it is of adult or the babies, what is the number of feet based on दो ही है तो that is the bipedal, or the four है quadrupedal है, या फिर स्ट्राइड्स, उनकी जो एक्टिविटी है, एक्शन ऑफ द एनिमल, और चेसिंग कर रहा था या पकड़ रहा था, प्रेडेटर प्रे को पकड़ रहा था. सो सच टाइप ऑफ एक्टिविटी आल्सो कैन बी नोटेड एट द वाइल्ड लाइफ क्राइम सीन. I think you might be have studied this. I don't know about it, but these are the pug marks. Okay, pug marks of male and female tiger. Okay, so you can identify. You can, if you study them in detail, definitely. If you go for the jungle safari, you can able to identify them. So, as like that of the our finger, you can take your both hand and just fold your finger like this, which is shown in the figure. You can see that this toe is ये जो finger है बड़ा वाला, okay, from this left side. So same pattern you can see in case of the pug mark of the tiger also. So this is the left pug mark and this is the right pug mark. Okay, you can also see the difference between the right front and the right hind pug mark. So there is a small difference in between the second and third toe, and you can see a quite big difference in between the second and third toe. Beside that, you can see the pug mark length and pug mark breadth. So it is somewhat rectangular in case of male, it is somewhat squarish in case of female. So that can be also the identifying mark with the help of which we can identify the male hai, female hai, pug mark kis species ke hai. If we come across the skulls, we can able to determine कि इस animal का diet कैसा है, whether it is herbivorous or omnivorous. But definitely there is requirement of expertise in this. Anthropologists, they used to determine this because they have that expertise. Based upon the teeth, the age can be determined. Then with the help of their total facial structure, the family of the animal can be determined. In fact, whether they are the prey or the predator based upon only the site of position of the eye site. You can say that ये जो eye socket हो गए, so predator के हमेशा सामने रहते हैं और prey के towards the sidewise रहते हैं. So based on that we can identify कि ये prey है या predator है. So we can come to know with the help of skulls. Now you can see the picture. यहाँ पे एक पिक्चर, अगर मैंने सिर्फ पहले आपको पिक्चर दिखाया होता, we can unable to identify actually कि which one is the animal or which one is the human food, right? But I have already told you which one is the animal or the human food. So it is actually there is need of the expertise in the anthropology in order to identify कि हाँ सच में ये animal का है या फिर human का है. So see, here the complete foot is there. Okay, so we can able to identify. If we get the skeleton in this matter, मतलब fragmented, if we get the fragmented, in that case what should be done? So in that case microscopic examination or the cross section of the bones has been done, and we can see that the percentage of the cortex and calcaneus helps us to determine कि at least ये mammal का है, human का है या फिर bird का है. Okay, so this is another one technique. Microscopic examination, histology. If you see the histology of the bone, then you can see that it shows the अगर आपको ये पता होगा bone का structure पता होगा, पूरा histology of the bones. So there are the osteons in it. So these osteons, they are circular in case of the human, while they are elongated in case of the animal. So based on that histological method also we can able to determine कि हाँ ये जो bone है टूटा हुआ है, though it is in fragment, we can able to determine yes it belongs to the human or the animal. Then with the help of horns and antlers, we come to know that horns belongs to goat, sheep or bisons. They having the specific characteristic that they are unbranched and they grow throughout the life, and they have the hollow keratin. While if they are the antlers, they belong to the deer, elk or the moose, and they are generally branched, and they have the skin over, and that skin dries up, peels up, and again new skin has come. So based on the horns and antlers also we can identify the species. Now suppose the wildlife crime consists of any hair evidence. Okay, so in that case also we can do the elemental analysis with the help of scanning electron microscopy. We can identify the species. Beside this, we can identify the species, no doubt, but we need reference sample. That is also important, because with whom which we'll compare it now. We got the sample and we saw that it is having such type of structure, but we should have the reference database in order to compare it with the reference sample. If we haven't the scanning electron microscope, no matter. Okay, we can do in our laboratory which we have the compound microscope. हमारे पास जो light compound microscope है, जो natural source का है, या उससे भी हम क्या कर सकते हैं? We can study the hair morphology. From the next time, though you have not the scanning electron microscopy or the practical in your syllabus, try to observe your hair under the microscope. Just take a slide. आपको एक slide लेना है. You can put a hair onto it, और just एक cover slip डाल के देखो कि कैसे दिखता है hair. Okay, so you can see that this hair it shows you a middle part which is called as medulla. It has having this cortex part and it has having this external cuticle part. Okay, या किसी के घर में rabbit होगा, उसका hair लेके आओ, microscope के नीचे देखो. So you can see such type of beautiful hair under the microscope which has having the medulla, cortex and the cuticle. Fine. Now here we are going to do a activity. If you are interested, हम 1 minute देंगे सबको. अगर आपके answers आते हैं तो ठीक, otherwise we will go on. Now based on this structure, we are going to calculate here the medullary index. What is medullary index? It is the width of medulla. Means you have to calculate the width of medulla, means this distance to this distance, and you have to calculate the width of cortex. Okay, this cortex distance up to this. Okay, now once we do this, we have to make a ratio of it, that is width of medulla upon width of cortex. जितना भी आता है हमें क्या करना है, उसको divide करना है. And once we got the answer, If the medullary index is 0.5 or more than that, then definitely it means this animal hair. If the medullary index is 0.33 or less than that, sometimes medulla absent may be there, so it belongs to human hair. You got it? So if medullary index 0.5 आता है और उससे ज़्यादा आता है, तो that is actually the animal hair. And if it is 0.33 or less than that, it is a human hair. Okay. Now next slide is sample A and sample B. So I'll give you a half minute. Can you tell me the sample A is animal or human, or sample B is animal or human? Can you tell me this? Yes, that's why I'm asking you कि आप लोगों ने, अगर आपके पास पेंसिल है, डायरेक्टली आप कैलकुलेट करो पे, आपके पास मोबाइल होगा, मोबाइल से आप कैलकुलेट करो, नो प्रॉब्लम. कौन पहले आंसर देगा? चलो बताओ. You can calculate with the help of your scale. Are you doing? A sample कौन सा है और B sample कौन सा है? You can just use your scale. On the mobile phone also you can do that. Just measure the distance of medulla to medulla, or cortex to cortex. Are you doing? Yes or no? Otherwise we will go. Okay. संगीता का आंसर आया है. I think A is human. Okay. Fine. चलो. ठीक है, बाद में कर लेना आप लोग. सी सैंपल ए इज ह्यूमन नहीं है, बिकॉज ये जो मेडुला देखो काफी बड़ा दिख रहा है. यू कैन मेजर दिस डिस्टेंस टू दिस डिस्टेंस विद द हेल्प ऑफ जस्ट स्केल. स्केल लो और स्केल से भी गिन सकते हो आप. ठीक है, स्केल से गिन सकते हो, एंड यू कैन डू दिस इज द कॉर्टेक्स टू कॉर्टेक्स एंड मेडुला टू मेडुला डिस्टेंस. ओके, सो ए सैंपल इज एक्चुअली द एनिमल सैंपल एंड बी सैंपल इज एक्चुअली द ह्यूमन सैंपल, ह्यूमन हेयर सैंपल. ओके, no issue. Not only this, you can say that the hair has having the scales onto it, and based on that, this is the scanning electron microscope figure. So on these hair, you can see that the scale pattern. So beautiful scale patterns are there, and with the help of this scale pattern, also we can identify the species. So you can see that this particular type of pattern you can get, imbricate pattern you can get in the human. Then this pattern, which is called as the petal pattern, you will get that in a cat. This is mosaic pattern, and you will get that in a dog. So you can now bring the hair samples in your college and try to observe them under the microscope. Now how to do these experiments? So it's also very simple. We haven't any scanning electron microscope in our college, so you can do a simple experiment. You can take a slide. आपके पास घर में ट्रांसपेरेंट नेल पेंट होता है. You can just put that transparent nail paint on a slide and put your hair sample onto it. थोड़ी देर उसको सूखने देना है, and once it get dried, आपको उस hair को pull करना है. If you pull that hair, you will get a beautiful pattern of that scales onto the slide. Simple experiment hai, but you can make such type of cast, and you can observe how the scale pattern of different hair you have, and based on that you can identify the species. Not only that, different types of medulla are there. So, for example, this multi-serial type of medulla you will get in the rabbit, and based on that we can identify कि हाँ ये hair sample rabbit का है. Amorphous type you will get in the human. Okay, so vacuolated pattern you will get in the dog and the fox family. So or this such type of pattern you will get in the deer family. So based on this medulla pattern also we can identify the species. Nowadays infrared techniques that has been also used in order to see the poachers activity and the animals activity. Then inductively coupled plasma atomic emission spectroscopy भी use किया जाता है in order to determine the various elements, to know the geographical origin of the medicinal plants or the organisms also, or the animals also. उसके बाद radioisotopes tracer techniques भी use की जाती है. So all these are the newly used techniques in order to know the origin of the species kaha se hai. So that's why I'm telling ki अगर क्राइम सीन पे हमें कुछ मटेरियल मिल जाता है रिलेटेड टू द एनिमल, वी कैन एबल टू डिटरमाइन द स्पीशीज कि कौन सी स्पीशीज पोच हुई है या कौन सी स्पीशीज ट्रेड हुई है. After studying all this, looking all this, now we'll come to the molecular biology. This is a very good tool with the help of which we can come to know exactly and confirmly that this is the wildlife sample belongs to this species with the help of nuclear DNA or the mitochondrial DNA. Okay, we can extract the nuclear DNA or mitochondrial DNA from the sample, very small sample, any wildlife sample, and that helps us to determine the species of the organism or the animal which is poach or the trade. Okay. Now, in these molecular biology, generally cytochrome oxidase 1 has been targeted. Beside that, 12-SR RNA and 16-SR RNA also be used to determine the species. Okay, this is one of the work of DNA barcoding that we have done in our college. I told you that in forensic entomology, in order to determine the species, morphologically, definitely we can identify the species, but at the gene level, we also can identify. So these are the forensically important species, that is Chrysoma megacymbala and Chrysoma rufifensis from the Nagpur region. So what we have done, we can't go to the dead animal in the forest or to the dead animal of any human body to collect the sample. So what we have done, we have gone to my students, they went to the डिफरेंट ये जो मीट शॉप्स होते हैं वहां पे जाके उन्होंने फ्लाइज कलेक्ट करके लाए एंड मेनली वी हैव टारगेटेड द ब्लो फ्लाइज. ओके, नाउ they collected the species and from their legs actually we have extracted the DNA. Then after targeting the cytochrome oxidase 1, we amplified that, and then after doing the sequencing, we have deposited the sequence in the gene bank, that is the NCBI, and also we have published one paper onto it. So in this way also we can work and species can be identified. This is one of the another case study. We show the molecular biology use or importance. एक fake ये था skin. This is a fake skin, and it has been the investigating officer think that this is not our paper, actually other case study. The investigating officer think that it is a cub skin, tiger cub skin. But when it is sent to the forensic lab, not forensic lab, actually it has been sent to a private lab, Paul Harbor जो lab है औरंगाबाद में, वहां पे भेजा गया, and they have seen that the skin is manipulated and they have stained it like strips of the tiger, and they want to confirm it at the genetic level, and when they target the cytochrome oxidase 1, they found that the skin is not of a tiger but it is of a cow. Bos indicus ki thi wo. So in this way you can say that this is the beauty of the molecular methods which tells us about the species identification. ये एक और केस था जहाँ पे एक्चुअली वेस्ट बंगाल में एक होटल में बुश मीट सप्लाई होता था, एंड इन ऑर्डर टू इन्वेस्टिगेट कि सच में, लेकिन वो मना कर रहा था वहाँ का ओनर, बट विद द हेल्प ऑफ मॉलिक्यूलर मार्कर इट हैज बीन फाउंड दैट इट इज ऑफ द शॉर्ट टोड लैग का वो मीट बुश मीट वहाँ पे सप्लाई किया जाता था. Okay, so that is also species identification has been done with the help of molecular marker. And I already mentioned you about the shatu shawl, जो आज हमें possession भी उसका बैन है, उसको बेचना भी बैन है और उसको खरीदना भी बैन है, because that shatu shawl is made from by killing the 4 antelope, which is actually the endangered Tibetan antelope now. But फिर भी कुछ एक्टिविटीज चलती रहती है एशिया और अफ्रीका के बॉर्डर पे in order to sell this. But ऐसे ही एक इन्वेस्टिगेशन में पता चला कि जो शॉल बेची जा रही थी it belongs to the Tibetan antelope, और वो कहाँ से कंफर्म किया गया, with the help of the database which is actually deposited into the gene bank. So हमें कंफर्मेशन के लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा, we have to take the help of gene bank जहाँ पे already species specific कुछ databases है. So हम कोई भी अगर एनिमल का पार्ट मिलता है तो एनिमल का या कोई हेयर ले लो, या फिर कोई एनिमल द टस्क ले लो, टीथ ले लो, ऑर्नामेंट्स ले लो, या फिर वेरियस ऑर्गन्स, चप्पल्स जो होती है विच इज मेड फ्रॉम द स्किन, लेदर बैग्स होती है मेड फ्रॉम द एनिमल स्किन. सो इफ वी आर थिंकिंग कि दे आर मेड अप ऑफ द एंडेंजर्ड एनिमल्स और किसी एनिमल से बने हुए हैं, तो डेफिनेटली वी कैन गो फॉर द स्पीशीज आइडेंटिफिकेशन विद द हेल्प ऑफ molecular markers. Okay, again I am going to take a mentimeter for you ki this is about the glimpse of the wildlife forensics. Okay, and the myths and the superstitions that I share with you. So finally I ask you, what will you do for the conservation of wildlife, as the theme is that the restoration of keystone species. मतलब हमें इन wildlife को conserve करना ही है, otherwise it will hamper the human life also. Okay, so if you are ready, can you again give me the yes, correct. ये देखो अभी आंसर आ गए है ना. Similarly I ask you about this also, so if you are able to, I'll share this. मैं फिर से शेयर करूंगी ये, and if you are able to answer, please answer this. Okay, I shared the Mentimeter link with you. You can answer that. And we'll check कि आप लोग क्या आंसर देते. What you will do for the conservation of wildlife. With this, thank you very much for listening me patiently. And thank you, sir. Thank you, department, for giving me the chance and for inviting me to interact with your students. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, madam. Dr. Sapkal, sir. Dr. Sapkal, sir, is there?
सर थोडे बाहेर गेले आहेत मला वाटतं.
Okay. Dr. Ramteke, madam. Dr. Ramteke, madam.
Yes, sir.
Ramteke, madam is there?
Yes, sir. Thanks to other dignitaries, on behalf of my zoology department, I really extend a really hearty vote of thanks to our chief guest, Dr. A.L. Mahakalkar ma'am, who spared times from her busiest schedule to grace the occasion. Today we had an opportunity to hear your thoughts, and this will surely be going to encourage us in our future events. So thank you very much, ma'am, and thanks to all. Harrison? Sir?
Yeah.
Now end program.
Okay. Now, on behalf of Department of Zoology, I express sincere thanks to Dr. Archana Mahakalkar, madam, for giving the valuable information regarding how to make the case study in case of the illegal poaching of animals were made in any area, and how we are having the ability to restore the key species which is present in the natures in their original ecosystem. Thank you so much. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, sir. Should I leave the meeting now?
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
And again, I thank you to the Department of Computer Science for providing this online facility. Okay, technical support for these events. Thank you so much.